insane for Moses Gomez. All around a crowd-pleasing matchup here tonight, and we will send it to the cage for fighter introductions.
All right, fight fans. This next fight is the co-main fight of the evening. It is a Hoplite Productions Championship title fight in the featherweight division. This is the JAR Entertainment's 209 Beatdown and Hoplite Fight Productions, also brought to you by Alejo Electric. Formally introducing the three men in the cage. Starting with your referee, Brian Tyler. And now the fighters. First off, fighting out of the blue corner. He comes to us today wearing orange shorts trimmed in white. Standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, he weighed in at 144.6 pounds. He is an orthodox fighter fighting out of Team Raw and Beyond Limits BBB. He brings a perfect record to the cage tonight with 2 wins and 0 losses. One of those wins coming by way of submission. Fighting out of Stockton, California, Richard Lott. And his opponent fighting across the cage, standing in the red corner, wearing green shorts trimmed in black. He stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 145.8 pounds. He is also an orthodox fighter fighting out of Oakdale MMA and Last Stand Fight Team. He brings a 5-3 record with 1 win by way of KO. Fighting out of Oakdale, California, Moses Gomez. Your referee, Brian Tyler, for the pre-fight instructions.
All right, gentlemen, this is for the 145-pound championship. We went over the rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Go back to your corners.
All right, we look to kick off the first of 2 title fights here tonight. Our co-main event, Moses Gomez in the red corner, Richard Lott in the blue for the 209 Beatdown Hoplite Fight Productions featherweight title.
Yeah, let's go. I'm pumped for this one.
Touch of gloves, round number 1. Oh, beautiful outside leg kick.
Big body
kick. To
kick.
the body, wow.
Utilizing that wrist control from Loft, reaching out, grabbing that lead hand to Gomez to kind of control that distance management.
I'd have to imagine this is the first time in a long time for Gomez to slide those shin pads back on in a fight.
Right. Ooh, big shot.
Nice outside leg.
Yeah, Gomez is really touching up that calf.
Another one.
Gomez has a little bit of a heavier stance on that lead leg, and Gomez is trying to take advantage of that. Stiff jab.
Beautiful jab. Ooh, both men landing jabs there. Both very patient here, being calculated with what they choose to strike with, because I think they both really respect each other's ground game at this point.
A lot of times those end up being the best stand-up fights.
Absolutely.
2 really good grapplers. You can definitely tell it was part of the game plan for Gomez to really invest in that lead calf of Loft.
Richard Lott switching stances there temporarily. Might be having some issues with that outside leg already.
Yeah. It only takes one. Oh.
Round number 1 there between Moses Gomez, Richard Lott. I think it was pretty even round number 1 there.
Yeah, I would say that would be a tough one to score. Very measured, very controlled round approach from both fighters. Yeah, like I said, lots of touching that lead leg for Gomez. And then Loft was, I like how he's controlling the wrist from that full extended arm length. Using that length, controlling exactly where Gomez is at. Grabbing that wrist, cutting the angles.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I think just that investment in that lead leg for Moses Gomez was clearly part of the plan. And I think it just may have edged him this first round, just heavy on that lead leg.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
All right, we'll head into round number 2 here for the 209 Beatdown Hoplite Fight Productions featherweight title. 3 2-minute rounds, folks. We're heading into round number 2 now. Moses Gomez in the red corner, Richard Lott in the blue. Round number 2. Touch of gloves. Richard Lott.
Quick start.
Yeah. Look to put him on the back foot there.
Extending that lead hand out, keeping him at the end of it. Loft is.
Nice jab. Kind of a little jumping jab there that Stephen Gomez has. And he uses that a lot. He'll jump and boom, here we go.
Good distance close. Beautiful takedown. Oh, that jiu-jitsu from Loft, though. Super slick off his back. Let's see, he's got that arm. He's got that arm. Big slam,
Nice
beautiful
slam
defense.
there. And welcomes him back to the feet. You get 2 grapplers in there.
Yeah.
Naturally, they might just stand.
Both of them have respect for each other's ground game for a reason, as we just saw. Big slam from Gomez, super slick, shifty jiu-jitsu from Loft.
The slightest mistake just could cost you the fight.
Yeah, 100%.
And they know it. Lott with a kick of his own.
Switching stances from Gomez. He's either starting or ending every combo with that calf kick.
Right. Nice jab there from Stephen Gomez. Backs up Lott for a second.
Nice front kick from Loft.
That's a really good read. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, nice jab.
Big knee there to end the round.
Another great round.
Absolutely. This is a really good matchup. And again, you know, you guys may take a look at their records. Stephen Gomez coming in with about 10 fights under his belt, and Richard only with 2. But nonetheless, it really depends on how the camp prepares their fighters. And, you know, we've seen with Team Raw that they are able to do that and make sure that their fighters are ready to challenge for these titles as they have many times in the past. Really good matchup. Definitely depends on styles as well. And styles make fights, and here we are. We're getting a good one.
Absolutely. I think this third round, it's going to come down to this third round a lot. Because right now, we've seen good things from both guys.
Absolutely.
So I think this third round is really going to sway one way or another if it does go to a decision.
All right, we are coming up on our third and final round to determine the 209 Beatdown Hoplite Fight Productions featherweight champion.
All right, fight
After
fans,
this,
let's
our
give
main
it up for
event.
these fighters as they enter into the third and final round.
Third and final round, touch of gloves. Richard Lott immediately on that jab.
Closing the distance, looking the corner.
Nice 1-2 there from Lott.
Gomez is. He leads in with that jab, yeah.
Wow.
Very nice. Big calf kick.
And that lead leg of Lott is bothering him so much so he changed stances.
Yeah, again, spun him around with it.
Now the inside, really working that lead leg.
Yeah.
Smart game plan there.
Yeah. Really
man.
eating that leg up. Inside and outside.
The importance of checking kicks even with those shin guards on.
Yep. Between that jab and then that calf kick of Gomez. I think he's running away with it a little bit right now.
And with the experience Gomez has, you know he sees that, and he's just going to keep going back to it over and over.
Absolutely. Nice.
Oh, wow. That one hurt.
Ooh, nice snap kick from Lott. Nice
Big
right hand. Ooh, they're mixing it up.
Stephen Gomez has an iron chin, though.
Yeah, he does.
I've seen him in some wars.
Ooh, big shot from Gomez.
Right in front of us. Oh, my God.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, what a stamp to the
What
end of the
a
fight.
show. Moses the Showman Gomez.
Wow.
Richard the Kimura Kid. Lott gave
Wow,
us
guys, let's give it
an
up for these
amazing
fighters. That's what I
co-main
call
event here
a
for the
co-main
featherweight title.
event.
Some
And
celebration from both guys. I like it.
We'll send it to the judges for the decision here, but man, what a fight. What a fight. We'll get a replay.
You guys,
here,
we've got one of our
courtesy
sponsors here in the
Competitive
cage
Fighting
tonight,
Sports. Take a
Alejo
look at
Electric
Stephen Gomez.
in Stockton to hand out our belts. Thank you, Alejo Electric.
Nice 1-2 there, but that leg, kicking that lead leg all day this entire fight. It was nice. It was a nice game plan there for Stephen Gomez. He utilized it perfectly and was able to get a couple of shots off in the end there. Tossed him down on the ground for good measure.
Right? Yeah, that was definitely a way to kind of solidify the end of that fight, in my opinion.
Let's talk about Richard Lott. 2-0, fighting a fighter that has 10 fights.
Yeah.
You know, how impressive is that? You go to decision, all 3 rounds. You got to, hats off to him, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, it wasn't like it was a landslide fight. You never know how the decision could go. You know, he went out there and he absolutely had big moments of his own. He went out there, threw down with someone with 5 times the fights of him, you know, and he went out there and it looked close in experience. You know, I was very impressed with Lott, just all around, both these guys.
Shout out to Professor Tom Theophanopoulos. You've seen him there with the new belt. He is the promoter for Hoplite Fight Productions. Also coach over there or professor over there at
Fight
Oakdale
fans, let's
MMA.
give it up one more
We'll
time
send
for
it
these
to the
fighters.
cage.
That's what I call a co-main event for the promotional title here. This fight has gone to the judges, and the judges have rendered a split decision for your winner, fighting out of the red corner, Moses Gomez.
The split.
Moses Gomez giving us a split in honor of that split decision that he wasn't too fond of there. Nonetheless, Moses the Showman Gomez puts on a show here tonight at the Chicken Ranch Casino, Jamestown, California, and now the new 209 Beatdown Hoplite Fight Productions featherweight
Just want to give a
champion.
shout out to our
He said he
sponsors,
wanted his belt back.
Alejo
Here it
Electric
is.
from Stockton, California. Thank you for promoting this and giving us your co-main
Great
event
performance
sponsorship
from both guys.
for the
Very
Hoplite
controlling fight for
promotional
Gomez.
title fight.
I definitely agree with the fight going his way, for sure.
Absolutely.